Yes, I know. I'm wearing a Harvard Law t-shirt on an ROH review. This is more for my boy David Otunga on WWE program, but this, hey, I like this shirt, so what the hell. Anyway, this is your ROH review for March 3rd, 2012. Once again, it's coming from the Dew Burns Arena in Baltimore, Maryland, on the shores of the Inner Harbor, which Hermie said, but I digress. First match of the night is the Prodigy Mike Bennett against T.J. Perkins, but first of all, you get promos right before the match. Bennett talks about his match with Lance Storm at the Showdown in the Sun pay-per-view on March 30th. Maria says, "Isn't he 105 years old?" But Bennett says, "No, he's 107." But in reality, he is only 42 years old. He's younger than me. Gee, I wonder what they'd say. I wonder how old they think I am. 110? But anyway. But that was basically what he talks about. Then T.J. Perkins talks about Bennett and how he couldn't catch him in a phone booth and that kind of thing. But anyway. There's a bunch of near falls on the match. The match itself went about 6 minutes. It was decent. Bennett wins after the distraction by Maria. He gets pulled into the ring by T.J. Perkins after he went for the Regal stretch, which is basically his new submission move. And with the distraction, Bennett hits like a TKO move. It wasn't the box office smash, which is his finisher, but the TKO worked and he wins. It was decent though. Next, you had a backstage interview with the Embassy Limited, along with Prince Nana and R.D. Evans and Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa basically said it's basically the same interview he had last week. He just basically says he's going to be the next ROH World TV Champion, and he's going to be the first undefeated champion in ROH history. Which then led into a match between the dominant male Tommaso Ciampa and Guy Alexander. Kevin Kelly says that Alexander, he just impressed ROH officials, and he just coming back from major back surgery. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a fan of squash matches, this is one for you. The match lasted about 3 minutes. Tommaso Ciampa, he pretty much dominated the whole time, living up to his nickname. And he won via referee stoppage after he hit about 7 knee strikes right in a row, coming off the ropes with the bare knee. He pulling the knee pad down. He just worked him over big time. It was over. It was basically, I think the purpose of this match was basically to send a message to Jay Lethal saying your days are numbered, pal. Which is basically what he said, but I think he is going to be a world television champion sooner than later, but that's just my opinion. Okay, next you had the Inside ROH segment with Hermie talking about the Young Olds Rising pay-per-view, which happened tonight, and then he also talked about Showdown in the Sun. The first big net you had was the Briscoes talking about their match with the Young Bucks, and then after that you had Kevin C talking about his match with Jimmy Jacobs while wearing a party hat. That was awesome. And he's saying there's no one I'd rather party with at the 10th anniversary show than you. The champagne's gonna flow, but better yet, the blood will. I would imagine it did. I did not see the pay-per-view, but anyway, and then they start talking about the Showdown in the Sun matches. There's a deal with the All Night Express and the Young Bucks. They're talking about there's going to be a duel down at Showdown in the Sun. One match is going to be a street fight, which is what the All Night Express wanted. And then in the second match, there's going to be a Texas Tornado match, which is what the Young Bucks wanted. So that decent segment right there. And then finally, we had a number one contender match for the ROH World Heavyweight Championship with Roderick Strong and along with Truth Martini against Die Hard Eddie Edwards. And it was a pretty hard hitting match. There's a lot of chops in there. There were big moves that both men hit that they both kicked out of. There's a controversial ending to the match where Eddie Edwards is up on the top and Truth Martini tried to interfere, which would bring out Adam Cole, and who would hit the super kick on Martini, which would bring out Michael Elgin, who would attack Cole, and then Eddie Edwards would hit a suicide dive on both of them on the outside, and with the distraction, Roderick Strong would then put something on his boot, and he would hit the sit kick on Edwards and he would get the pinfall, which referee Todd Sinclair did not see, but the other referee, Paul Turner, he come out from the back, and then he told Sinclair about it, and then he would then restart the match, and then Eddie Edwards then would hit the Die Hard on Roderick Strong, and which knocked Sinclair down, and Turner counted the pin on Roderick Strong. And then basically you had like I said, it was a controversial finish. But both the referees were arguing about who won the match. The show then would go to commercial, and then when they came back, Jim Cornette would come out, and with his ruling is that there's going to be a triple threat match now at Showdown in the Sun, which means that Davey Richards will be defending the title against both Roderick Strong and Eddie Edwards, because there's no clear winner. Which, that's about the only way you can do that, but that's about all I know about that match. Okay, final thoughts on the show. I like what they're doing with Mike Bennett's character. They're basically having him be, he's basically this cocky guy that everybody wants to shut up. Lance Storm's even coming out of semi-retirement to take a match with him in the Showdown in the Sun pay-per-view on March the 30th. Basically, to me, it almost kind of sounds like what they did with Randy Orton a few years ago in WWE, having him be the Legend Killer. It's kind of a different thing where they had him go against Mick Foley and then spat in the face of Harley Race and that kind of thing. It's kind of about the same thing, sort of, kind of, but. As far as Tommaso Ciampa goes, I really hope he's going to be the World TV Champion soon, because it's like I've said before on one of my previous reviews. I think he's got World TV Champion written all over him. I think it's a good starting point for him. I think he can be a really big player in ROH. Then another thing, I think ROH needs more main event players. I mean, outside of your Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, Roderick Strong, they really need to elevate Jay Lethal into that category. I think Ciampa should beat him for the World TV title. And that way it'll elevate him. Then Kevin Steen, what more can be said about him than it's already has been? He to me is he's the most entertaining person in ROH, period. I mean, yeah, you could probably make a case for the Briscoes too, but Kevin Steen is the main attraction in ROH, if you ask me. And like I said, Mike Bennett and Maria Eagles ratings, baby. But anyway, let me know what you thought down below, and if you haven't subscribed up above, please do so. This is Marvelous Mark from the Off the Rope Show, signing off for now.